Today we're going to talk about getting booked in bars. Now, even though bar gigs are not the highest paying type of gig, they are the most common. Every city, every town has bars and restaurants, and that makes lots of opportunities for local musicians to get gigs that actually pay real money. So let's get right into the meat of the point that I want to make on this video. It's the thing you need to understand about the way bars and restaurants book their live entertainment is they probably do not have a person who is dedicated where that's their whole job. They're just like an entertainment director or a concert promoter, and that's all they do is book live entertainment. These are smaller places. It's probably a manager or a bar back or even the owner, but they are busy running their business. Live entertainment to them is an afterthought. They don't their business isn't there to have live entertainment. Their business is there to sell food and alcohol. That's where they make their money. And they have the live entertainment there because that's what the customers want. That keeps the customers there. That's how these businesses function. Bars that have live music on a regular basis, whether it's weekly or multiple times a week, they book way in advance, months in advance, sometimes all the way through to the end of the year. And usually the way they do it is they'll have their favorite bands, whether it's a band or a solo act or a duo, they have their favorite acts that have already played there more than once. They know they're going to do well with the crowd, and people want them to come back, and everybody enjoys them. They stick around, and they spend money buying alcohol and food and so on. So this manager, to be efficient, will have their favorite band and sit down with them and book them out months in advance and give them all these dates throughout the next few months or even through the rest of the year. And then they'll go to one of their other bands and fill in some more dates. And then, another band. So they have their favorites that they kind of rotate through. And usually it's on whether it's once a month or every 8 weeks, however many good bands they have, that's the way they do it. They fill in all these dates throughout the year. Usually, let's say at Friday night, all the Fridays throughout the rest of the year, you got to plug in all these dates. And so they get their favorite bands, the ones that they know are going to do well, to fill up the calendar for the rest of the year or for the next few months. So what does that mean for you? You can't just walk up to them and see if you can get booked this weekend. It's not going to happen because they're already booked up. So what I want to suggest to you in this video is the real way that you can get your foot in the door of one of these bars, one of these types of venues. So the thing is, musicians are people. People have lives. Things happen to people. We get sick. We have a family emergency. We have a conflict of schedule, a double booking or something like that. There's all kinds of things that can happen that can cause a band to need to cancel a date. So if a bar has a band that's booked up several times for the next few months and one of those dates needs to be canceled for whatever reason, then that bar's the manager, whoever is booking the bands, whoever's managing all that, is going to have to figure out how to fill that spot. And so what they're going to do, the first thing is they're going to call one of their other favorite bands. Hey, can you guys come do this date also? We had a cancellation. And everybody understands that because it happens all the time. But if they can't make it, then they're going to go to the next band. Can you guys make it? And if they go through all of their favorite bands and nobody's available, now what do? Now they have to look somewhere else. They either have to decide to either not have live music at all, which, if they have live music on a regular basis, their customers are expecting that, or they're going to have to give some other band a chance, and that's your opportunity. So you need to be on the list for that kind of an opportunity, for that kind of an opening. And this is where preparation meets opportunity. You need to be prepared for that. So how do you get prepared for that? Well, obviously, the first thing you do is have to get your act together. Whether you've played some other gigs or not, or you're just out of the practice room, whatever it is you're doing, solo act, duo, or a full band, you've got to be ready to do gigs like this. So let's assume that you've got your act together. Your act is good. Maybe you have played some other gigs here and there, and you're trying to figure out how to get into this venue. How do you get yourself to be on that list of bands that bar owner or manager might call in case of a cancellation? Well, the first thing you're going to have to do is contact them. How do you contact them? Well, every venue has either a website or a Facebook page. Facebook is free, so pretty much any venue that doesn't want to bother with a full-blown website, they're always going to have a Facebook page. And even though it's usually socially not cool to direct message people that you don't know, you never met before, in the case of a business, especially if you're contacting about business, if this is sort of a business-to-business contact, it is acceptable. So you could direct message that bar's Facebook page or Facebook profile, whatever it is that they have. You can direct message them about business because you're a band. So what do you do in this contact, whether it's email or this direct message? You just want to introduce yourself. Don't try to sell yourself. Don't go over top. Don't be pushy. Don't be begging. None of that. All you want to do is just make yourself available. And you're just going to introduce yourself. Here's what we do. We think we would do well in your establishment. We understand that you're probably booked way in advance, but if you do have a cancellation or some other opening comes up, maybe check us out. And that's where you want to have a link to some video, a promotional video or something that you've put together that they can watch. You don't really need a full-blown fancy website. You can have that if you want to. You can have a Facebook page, but really you want to get right to the point. The bar manager does not have time to be looking at all your stuff. What the bar manager wants is just something quick to look at to see if they think you're going to be any good in their bar. That's all that matters to them, so that they're willing to take a chance. So the best thing to do is put together some kind of a video of yourself playing live, preferably. If you don't have that, if you're just getting started, at least get something good in a practice room or a studio setting, something that's clean looking, not amateur looking. It doesn't mean you need a professional video, just make it look, just something that makes you look good. And perform some of your good songs, probably cover songs if you're going to be playing in bars like this. You can do original music, but the reality is in bars and restaurants, the audience wants to hear cover songs and the bar owner is going to want you to play cover songs. You can throw in a few of your covers here and there, but if you're an all original act, you're going to have an awfully hard time getting booked. Unless it's a venue that specializes in that, but there aren't very many of those. So you need some kind of a promo video. The best thing to do is just shoot a video of your live performance or your studio performance, whatever it is, and then edit it down to just the very best parts that you think are going to appeal to an audience in a bar like that. The right kind of songs that people like to hear in the bars, and your best performance of those songs. And it doesn't have to be full songs. In fact, I would just say make it a two or 3 minute promotional montage kind of clip, just so that the bar owner can get an idea of what you're all about, and then they can decide whether or not they want to take a chance on booking you in on this date that is a cancellation, opening that came up at the last minute. And once you do get in and you do go play that gig, obviously you want to make sure that you do a really great job and you're really friendly to everybody so that they'll want to have you back. Now, you may not be able to come back immediately. The bar owner may not be able to book regular dates for you yet because the calendar may be full, but there will be more cancellations, and that's more opportunities for you. And that's what you want to be prepared for. Once you get in the door there, then you'll have those cancellations. And if you really are good, then the bar owner may start fudging some of the dates around and may say, well, this guy or this band is better than my other band and even more popular than this other band over here. So let's rearrange some dates here. That happens. But that's how you get in the door in a lot of these places that have regular music booked on a weekly or sometimes multiple times a week. They're going to be booked way in advance because they don't have time to just sit and babysit it all the time. They would rather just sit down with you once, plug in all your dates, and then do the same thing with the other acts. Just do that once. They don't have to worry about it all the time, every day. This technique is exactly the way that I book my band into local bars and stuff. So I hope that was helpful. If you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. You can also jump over to my website, rogersguitar.com, and we'll see you next time.